Today we're making my favorite pie and my mama's favorite out of all the things we cook. And it's so simple. Peanut butter pie. I'm going to show you how to do it. All right, you can use Oreo cookies, and it takes about 24, I think. Or you can use 2 cups of Oreo crumbs. I'm using crumbs. And you're going to use about a 1/4 stick of butter. And if you're using crumbs, you don't have the extra sugar that the cookies would have in there from the filling. So I'm going to add just a little bit of brown sugar to it. Since I'm just using crumbs. Let me just start over.
Let me ask you this.
Okay.
That thing said for a 9-inch pie.
I know that. I've already looked at another recipe.
Okay.
It was a 1/4 cup of butter.
Okay. You said 1/4 stick.
Oh, okay. All right. That's a 1/4 cup of butter. All right. It's a 1/2 stick, which is a 1/4 cup of butter, and 2 cups of crumbs. And we're just going to add a little bit of brown sugar. I'll say about a 1/4 cup. Okay. And we're just doing that to add a little sugar to it. Now, you can bake this in the oven. About 10 minutes at about 350 degrees. Oh, I was going to save a few of these just to decorate the top of the pie with. That right there would have done it, wouldn't it? So we're just going to smash this up. And it's going to take a minute to get it all mixed up. And then we're going to press it into our pan. Now, you could have melted the butter, but I really like just using room temperature butter. And it needs to be good and soft when I do crusts like this. This is my favorite pie. Hands down, my favorite. And you used to get the Oreo Crusts at Walmart, and they've quit selling them. And so you can't find them anymore. So you're going to have to make your own crust. If you buy the chocolate crust from the store, it is not good. I mean, it is absolutely not good. Don't waste your money on it, and don't ruin your pie, any kind of pie, with those crusts they have in the store that are chocolate, because they don't taste like chocolate. They don't have enough chocolatey flavor, all right? But if you make an Oreo crust, you will be glad you did. It's worth the extra effort. And this pie is just so good in an Oreo crust. Peanut butter and chocolate can't beat. I told Chris I was wanting peanut butter and chocolate. I really want to make me some Buckeyes, and I know it ain't Christmas. But boy, do I love them. All right, we're going to put this in our crust. We're going to put this crust in our baking dish, pie plate, and smash it. It takes a minute, y'all. You really need to try to press it and form it around the edge. And this was my mama's favorite pie, too. She loved this pie. We got Oreo crumbs everywhere. Everywhere. All right, I'm going to put this in the oven. I'm going to bake it 10 minutes. Okay, this is so easy. You're going to use a 1/2 cup of sugar, 8 ounces of cream cheese. And this is the good kind, Philadelphia, the best. And then you add your peanut butter. You can add it all at one time if you want to. But I usually mix up the cream cheese and, I usually mix up the cream cheese and the sugar together. And then I add the peanut butter. Actually, this says mix the cream cheese and peanut butter. Let's just put it all three in there. So now we're going to use a half cup of peanut butter. The main thing is that you put everything in there you need, and then the last thing you're going to put in there is your Cool Whip, because you almost like fold it in. All right, we're going to get a half cup of peanut butter. My peanut butter is about empty. I love Jif peanut butter. I'm going to tell you, it tastes different if you don't make it with good peanut butter. All right, half cup of peanut butter going in. And we're going to mix these up together until they're nice and creamy. Now, anytime you use cream cheese in a recipe like this, it needs to be room temperature, not on the verge, but absolutely room temperature, so that it mixes in there nice and creamy and it's consistent, okay? That's all there is to that. Now we're going to add half an 8-inch container of Cool Whip. Now I've got 2 different containers because they've already been opened. So I am just using them because they need to be used. So there's about a half container. So I used about half of an 8-ounce Cool Whip. Chris says I said inch. I don't know what's wrong with my head today. Sometimes my brain don't say what I'm thinking. Or my mouth don't say what my brain's thinking. Let me get that off the edge at the top. That's all there is to it. And I love the stuff. Dreamy. I forgot to throw my vanilla in. It's 2 teaspoons. We're just going to whip it up like this. I'm going to make me a tip with Cool Whip in it to decorate the top of the pie with. So I've got a piece of parchment right here. And of course, this is optional. And I'm going to put this tip down in there. This is my favorite border tip. It is a Wilton 1M as in Mary. 1M as in Mary. And I always like to decorate the tops of my pies. You know, of course, you don't have to. You can just put the Cool Whip on the top. It all tastes the same, just looks a little different. So no worries if you don't. All right. That's plenty for the top of the pie. Now I'm going to grab my crust and we are going to decorate up this delicious peanut butter pie and get us a piece. All right, we're going to get our filling in this pie crust. We have several pies that we make with cream cheese, and they're all delicious. Peanut butter, the strawberry one we make is delicious. The lemon cream, you just can't beat them. in the summertime especially. They're so good. Now, if you make this crust homemade, it really is a must that you make this pie a day ahead so that it has time to settle down in those crumbs a little bit so that when you cut a piece, it'll halfway stay together. Otherwise, you're just going to have a plate full of crumbs if you cut it too soon. I love it. All right, so we're just going to make it pretty. Here's our crumbs. For the top. There's really enough crumbs around the edge of your pie crust. You can just use it. You don't necessarily have to save any. You could always just take some off the edge right here because it don't take a lot to make it look good. Now, if you had a peanut butter cup, you could put it on the top because that's about what it's like. A cold cup, peanut butter cup. All right, we will see you in a few minutes. We'll cut a slice and enjoy a piece. I'm actually going to cut it the next day, so we'll see you tomorrow when I cut it. All right, y'all. It's about 8 o'clock, and I just can't wait till tomorrow. So I told Chris, I said, I'm getting me a piece of that pie. And he said, well, all right, let's record. So I am cutting into it because I just really want a piece. It's calling my name. Lift it out of here. Anytime I make my own crust, it's always hard to get it out of the pan. I think it's because I press them so hard into the pan. I thought I cut through that thing. Now, well, there it is. Yummy, yum. And there's the pie. Let's get a fork. My favorite pie in the world. Oh, I just love it. And you have to have the Oreo crust. It is so good, y'all. Yummy. Yum. Yum. Y'all give this recipe a try, and I can guarantee you, when you try it, you'll make it again and again. We thank you so much for watching Collard Valley Cooks, where we cook like Mama did. We'll see you next time. Love ya.